Hi, my name is Lisa Wallem with Directional Learning, and today, guess what? We're going to be learning our letters in the reverse order using our stories. You've already learned the first part of the alphabet. You've learned the apple on the stick goes first. Then you learn it ends with the Indian elephant. So now we're going to learn what's in between, but we're going to learn it in the reverse order. But in order to learn it in the reverse order, we have to learn it in the alphabet order first. Then we can go in the reverse order. All right? So let's do that. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you if you could go to directionallearning.com and download our free template for picture writing because you'll definitely need that to do this part of the handwriting program. And guess what? You'll need some markers and maybe an eraser. Then we can get started. Well, in our last video, you've already learned how to map the letters, and you know that the first set of letters live up here, and our second set of letters live on the one side, the left side, and we have letters that live on the three side, the right side. So you've learned that already. So you've learned, for instance, the letters that live under the stars. Let's review. Who lives here? It's the apple on the stick. Ah, ah, ah. And it ends with, can you remember? It has a dot. It's that Indian elephant. And it starts with the letter here. If this letter has a dot, this letter has a dot. So you're right, it's that joking joker. And this side ends with the red reptile tree. Rah, rah, rah. And what goes down the red reptile tree? Slimy the snake. And this letter here is the last letter of the alphabet. Z, z, z. So now we're going to learn what's in between. And we're going to learn what's in between, and then we're going to go in the reverse order. It's pretty easy. We're going to chunk it up into pieces. Well, remember this. If this is the apple on the stick, can you write what letter comes next? It's the tall building, because remember, you chase that cat down the tall, tall building. You bounce halfway up towards the red reptile tree to the bouncy bed. Ba, ba, ba. And then what comes after the bouncy bed? That climbing cat, he jumps out your window. K, k, k. Now, when you're writing your letters, make sure your letters are starting at the top if they're tall letters. If they're middle letters, start them at the middle. And make sure they're sitting on the bed. Or if they go underground, make sure they go underground. Okay, so you've just learned the first three letters of the alphabet. A comes first, the apple on the stick. That cat comes by, breaks your stick. Then you chase him down the tall building. And then the climbing cat jumps out your window. K, k, k. So now we're going to write it in the reverse order. We'll talk about it in the reverse order. This is that climbing cat. And what did you chase the climbing cat down? That tall building. So make the building. And then this is the apple on the stick. So now get your eraser out and erase what we just did. And now I want you to write, what letter was this? Can you remember? It's that climbing cat. So build the climbing cat. And then the letter before it, can you think what it is? What did you chase the cat down? The tall building to the bouncy bed. Ba, ba, ba. And the first letter of the alphabet under the star was that cat comes by and breaks your stick. Now you have an apple on a stick with a short, short stick. Ah, ah, ah. You did it. Now, to finish our story, after the climbing cat, remember, it's that digging dog. So can you write the digging dog? Just remember, dogs like to chase cats. Duh, duh, duh. Our next letter, can you remember what comes next? It's a big animal. Did you guess that the animal has a trunk? Well, it's that elephant. So let's build the elephant. So make his trunk go from 1 to 3, and then he goes after that cat. Eh, eh, eh. Let's try that again. So make his trunk go from 1 to 3, and then make him go after that cat. Eh, eh, eh. So notice that our elephant has a trunk here. So see that sleepy line? The next letter has a sleepy line and it makes a flapping sound in the wind. Can you think what it is? And it's a candy cane. So it's that favorite candy cane. So make the hook first and then make a ribbon go from 1 to 3, a sleepy line. And for the next letter, well, who eats the candy cane? Do you remember? It's that gulping goat. So to make the goat, I just make the apple. So that goat comes by and he eats your candy. So make the goat and give him a smile that goes underground and say his goat sound. Gah, gah, gah. Now, because that goat ate your candy, you chase him down the hill. Remember, goats like hills. So you start at the tall building, then to the red reptile tree halfway, and then you go over that hill. And after that run, you make the sound because you're tired. Then our last letter, can you remember what it is? It's that Indian elephant. You may smell icky after running that hill, and you may see the Indian elephant looking at you. So here's his eye, and then give him a trunk, and then he sprays you off. Get it? It's icky. So that's the icky letter. So you've just written the letters forward. Now we're going to go in the reverse order. Okay, so let's delete it because I think we can delete it and remember the story. And if not, I will help you. So erase the letters at the top. Now let's start at the very last letter. So let's start here where the red star was. Can you remember what letter that was? We learned that already. It's that Indian elephant. So give him a dot and give him his trunk. Say a sound, eh. Give him an I. Then if this is the Indian elephant, this is the icky letter. How did you become icky? You climbed the hill. Do you remember that? So make that hill. And who did you chase down the hill? Do you remember? It was that goat. Guh, guh, guh. So make the goat like the apple. Then give him a smile and make the goat sound. Guh, guh, guh. Now, what did that goat eat? Do you remember? He ate your candy cane, your favorite candy cane. So make the favorite candy cane. Give it a sleepy line for the ribbon. See the straight line? Next letter has this line in it. It's that elephant with the trunk. So make the trunk from 1 to 3, straight line, then the cat. Make him chase that cat. And he does his baby sound, eh. So this is a big animal. Our next animal is small. Can you think what it is? It's that digging dog. So to make the digging dog, make the apple. Then make his tongue go up, duh, duh, duh. Then, for the next letter, what do dogs like to chase? They like to chase cats. So it's that climbing cat. So make the climbing cat, k, k, k. And then what did the cat go down? The building. So make the tall building to the bouncy bed, ba, ba, ba. And then the first letter of the alphabet is the apple on the stick. Ah. You did it. You did the letters in the reverse order. Pretty easy once you know the story, the sounds, and the pen strokes. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next section. Well, we have to remember who lives under the star. Well, if this was the Indian elephant and it has a dot, our next letter has a dot. Did you guess what it was? It's that joking joker with the hat on. So, this is the joking joker, and he might have seen you get sprayed off, so he gives you his jolly smile. So, this is the joking joker. Then guess what happens? You play him cards in the tall building. Do you remember that? So play him cards in the tall building. Then you look at your cards and you say, "Crown me king, give me legs." Notice you crowned him low. So he's the king. So you walk on off like a king, king, king. K, k, k. Now to get this letter, you just look back at the city lights. See the next letter in there? The city lights. Oh. So that's the next letter. Oh. You just look back to get that letter. Now, if this is the city, the next one is in the mountains. So you were in the city, now you're in the mountains. And just remember, biggest mountain wins. So make the big mountain first. Then you make our little mountain. That comes next. Then what comes next? The doctor sound. Because remember, if this is a little mountain, you walk through the little mountain, you might see a rock here. So, but you think it's an apple. So you build the apple first, then you take a bite and you figure out it's a rock. So now you're at the dentist. Ah. So now you're at the dentist and imagine you're sitting in the dentist chair. You look out the window. What do you see? A pink palace. So make the pink palace, start in the middle, go underground to the red reptile tree, and then you turn the lights on with your pink lips. Pa, pa, pa. And guess, if this is the palace, guess who lives in the palace? It's that queen. So make the queen holding the apple and then give her a dancing leg. Quack, quack, quack. And what does she dance on over towards you? Do you remember? That red reptile tree. Rah, rah, rah. See? There it is. Now let's go in the reverse order. This is the red reptile tree. Who danced over to the red reptile tree? The queen. Quack, quack, quack. Where does the queen live? In the palace. Pa, pa, pa. So, when you saw the palace, where were you at? Oh, in the dentist chair. Ah, ah, ah. Then you went through the little mountain. Then the big mountain. Then this is the mountain, so this is the city. Oh. And you can just look back to see this letter here. It's in the king. That's the king. That's one of the biggest cards. Then our next card is our joking joker with the dot. Then our Indian elephant with one eye and a trunk. And then you might have been icky because you climbed the hill. Then there's our goat, right? Because you chased that goat down the hill. So there's the goat. And the goat ate your favorite candy cane. And see the sleepy line? This one has a sleepy line. So make the trunk and then make him go after that cat. This is a big animal. This is a smaller animal. It's that digging dog. Duh, duh, duh. Dog chased the cat. Cat went down the building. Buh, buh, buh. And that's the apple on the stick. You did it. Now I want you to erase your board and then we're going to write it. Did you get a chance to erase your board? So let's erase our board together if you haven't. And remember, we're going to go in the reverse order using our story. It's pretty simple. But don't worry, if you get stuck, I will help you. Okay, so do you remember the last letter? What letter was this? It's our last letter. It's that red reptile tree. So can you write the red reptile tree? Rah, rah, rah. Then, who danced over towards the red reptile tree? She has a dancing leg and she's holding the apple. It's that queen. Qua, qua, qua. Next, where's the queen live? She lives in the palace. Pa, pa, pa. And where were you at when you saw the palace? At the dentist. Ah, ah, ah. And you went through the little mountain first. Then the big mountain. And if this is the mountain, let's try to write that a little bit better. It's okay if you want to erase and try to rewrite a letter. Much better. Now, this is the mountain. Now, this is what? Can you think? The city. City lights. Oh. Now, this letter has this letter in it. Can you think what it is? It's that king. Say, crown me low. And this is the king. Who did you play cards with? That joking joker. So make his hat and then give him a jolly smile. Ja, ja, ja. And remember this one. This one has a dot too. Can you think who it is? It's that Indian elephant. Make sure you give him a dot because he's the schwa. And this is the Indian elephant. The next one is, can you think? What did you climb? That hill. So it's the hill. That's what made you icky. Then, guess what? That's the hill. Who did you chase down the hill? The goat holding the apple. Gah, gah, gah. And what did the goat eat? Your favorite candy cane. And remember, our next letter has the sleepy line in it. It's that elephant. So build the trunk. Make him go after that cat. That's the elephant sound. Then, our small animal. It's that digging dog holding the apple. Duh, duh, duh. Then dogs like to chase climbing cats. And the cat went down the building, the tall, tall building. Ba, ba, ba. And the first letter of the alphabet is the apple on the stick. Ah. This is kind of fun, isn't it? All right, let's move on to our next part. Well, let's continue with the story. If this is the red reptile tree, what likes to slither down the red reptile tree? It's a reptile. It's Slimy the snake. You guessed it. So, this is our first red reptile. Next one is what? Do you remember he lives in the tall building? It's Tommy the turtle. Then put him to bed. Next letter is I just remember turtles are round, so the next letter is round and it has a nose and it's married to the queen. Do you remember who it is? It's that up guy. He's the schwa. He's an important letter. Give him two eyes. Then, if this letter's round at the bottom, the next letter has one point and it's a bird's beak. Can you think what it is? Did you guess? It's the bird's beak. So just make one bird's beak. Start it in the middle, and the sound is v, v, v. Our next sound is two birds because this is one bird, the next is two birds. So you put a beak on this side and a beak on this side. So let's build it. And the sound is wa. That's also called our watch out letter. Watch out for their sharpie scissors. Kss, 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 kss. And this one looks like the scissors, and it got a haircut by the scissors. That's the yak got a haircut. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And this last one it's 7 o'clock. Time to get to bed and dream about our sounds. Z, z, z. That's the sleepy letter, and that's the last letter. Okay, my board's a race, so we're going to start from the reverse order, from the last letter of the alphabet all the way to the first letter. Don't worry if you can't do it the first time around, because we're going to have plenty of practice of doing this. So you can either follow along with me and do it with me, or you can just watch. And then you can try it later if you'd like. Okay, so the last letter of the alphabet, let's just write it. Do you remember what it is? It's 7 o'clock. Time to get to bed and dream about our sounds. Z, z, z. Our next letter, do you remember he got a haircut? It's your pet yak who got a haircut. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then, what did he get a haircut by? The scissors. Kss, kss, kss. And who has Sharpie scissors? It's that bird. Do you remember? So two birds, they have Sharpie scissors. It's the watch out letter. Wah, wah, wah. So that's two birds. Now make one bird. V, v, v. Notice how the bird's beak is pointy? So our next letter is round at the bottom. Can you think who it is? It's the schwa. It's the up guy. Heard a sound, so give him two eyes. Oh, and make sure that your letters are sitting on the bed. So let's try that again. So let's make him sit on the bed. And give him two eyes. And if this letter's round, our next letter's round. Can you think what it is? It's Tommy the Turtle. So Tommy the Turtle lives in the tall building and then put him to sleep. And this is our first this is a red reptile. So the next one is it's Slimy the Snake. So make a climbing cat and then upside down. Then to get to the next letter here, this is Slimy the Snake. What's he like to go down? Well, did you guess who Slimy the Snake likes to slither down? It's the red reptile tree. Remember, Slimy the Snake is a reptile. So he's a reptile. So this is the red reptile tree. So let's build that red reptile tree. So remember how to build it. You throw the seed down and then it sprouts a branch. Rah, rah, rah. And do you remember who likes to dance towards the red reptile tree? Well, she's holding the apple. It's the queen. So, can you build the queen holding the apple? Make her hold the apple. Then, make her body and her dancing leg towards the red reptile tree. Quah, quah, quah. That's the queen. And where's the queen live? She lives in the palace. So, start it at the middle, make the palace go underground, make it go back up towards the red reptile tree, and she turns the lights on with her pink, pink lips. Pa, pa, pa. And can you remember where you were when you saw the palace? You were at the dentist. Do you remember? So can you make the dentist letter? It's just a circle, and you would say at the dentist. And do you remember what comes before the dentist? It's that little mountain. So we make the little mountain first. Then you walk through that big mountain. And remember, biggest mountain wins. Doesn't it look like a big mountain? Then, this is the mountains. Now you're in the city. See the city lights? Oh. Make the city lights. And remember, this letter here has this letter in it, has the city lights. So you play the king. cards in the tall, tall building. You say, crown me king, give me legs. K, k, k. And if you're playing cards, who did you play cards with? This is the king. This is the joking joker that has the hat on. So make the hat and then give him a jolly smile. Ja, ja, ja. And remember, he saw you get sprayed off by the Indian elephant. So dot, dot. Think of dot. So make the Indian elephant eh, eh, eh. And you heard his sound. Remember, he's the schwa, so give him an I. He's a powerful letter. And remember, this is the icky letter. How did you get icky? Well, you climbed that hill. Make the hill. So let me make my pen color. There we go. Hill. And then, who did you chase down the hill? That goat. Gah, gah, gah. And the goat's holding the apple. Gah, gah, gah. Make the goat sound. And what did the goat eat? It ate your favorite candy cane. And remember this line here, the sleepy line? This line has it. And it's a big animal. It's that elephant. Eh, eh, eh. And if this is the big animal, this is a smaller animal. And he's holding the apple. You're right. It's that digging dog. So make the apple and then make his tongue go up the building. Duh, duh, duh. And who did he chase? Oh, he chased that climbing cat. K, k, k. And the cat ran down the building. Ba, ba, ba. And the first letter of the alphabet is the apple on the stick. You did it! You did it! You went in the reverse order just by using our stories. Or maybe you learned it by just saying the sound. Or maybe you learned it by the pen strokes. However you learned it. Remember, we all learn different with directional learning. So just keep practicing. And don't worry if you weren't able to go in the reverse order the very first time. That's okay because we're going to have lots of practice with directional learning. So there'll be plenty of opportunity to write it in the reverse order. But now that you learn how to map our letters, now guess what we're going to do? We're going to teach you how to write on just one line. And guess what? We're going to be learning about vowels and consonants so that we can go into reading. But I'll give you a clue. We don't call them vowels and consonants. We call them something different. So get ready to watch our latest videos on directional learning because we can't wait to teach you more with directional learning.